The presidency has condemned statements credited to the former head of state, General Mohammed Buhari, saying that the 2015 will be bloody if elections are rigged. The presidency, in a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Communications, Dr. Reuben Abati, said the presidency finds it very sad that an elder statesman who once presided over the entirety of Nigeria can reduce himself to a regional leader who speaks for only a part of Nigeria. The former head of state was quoted as saying that since the leaders don't listen to anybody but do whatever they wish, there's nothing the North can do. Dr. Abati describes the former head of state statement as unfortunate and unbecoming. The president's spokesman also condemned the labeling of the federal government as the biggest Boko Haram. He wondered how the government, which invested so much in the 2012 budget on education, would now be labeled Boko Haram. Well, there's more on the ongoing spat between the national leader of the Congress for Progressive Change, retired General Mohammed Buhari, and the presidency. A statement issued by the National Publicity Secretary of the CPC, Mr. Rotimi Fashaki, accuses the presidency of ethnicity in the appointment of the Minister of Petroleum Resources and reminds Nigerians of the contradictory comments made by the presidency after the October 1st, 2010 bombing in Abuja. The CPC accuses the presidency of not waiting for any preliminary report from the security agencies before stating that the attack was carried out by MEND, a militant group which the CPC notes is made up of Ijaws, the president's ethnic group. Part of the statement reads, quote, "So far as President of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan has shown very generous affinity for Nigerians of Ijaw stock in terms of appointments and promotions in the federal public sector." End of quote. The CPC goes on to add that the presidency has attempted all manner of subterfuge to give executive cover for the indicted people in the 2.67 trillion naira fuel subsidy. The CPC reiterates the earlier statement made by General Buhari that the militant group Boko Haram has 3 variants with varying degrees of severity and murderous content. The original Boko Haram that seeks to avenge the extrajudicial killing of its leader by the Nigeria police, the Boko Haram that pursues criminality for monetary gains, and the political Boko Haram that's bent on setting the stage for ethno-religious pogrom in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Minister of Information, Mr. Labaran Mako, has called on the media to launch a campaign for peace and good governance in the country to guide individual politicians who make volatile statements. Briefing State House correspondents after the council meeting, Mr. Mako said that peace and security remain the foundation upon which anybody can play politics, and that the safety of Nigerians is the reason why anybody should be seeking leadership positions. While calling on Nigerian politicians to always weigh their statements to aid national unity, Mr. Mako said there's nowhere in the world where politicians or parties urge people to fight at polling stations or threaten violence.
You are fellow stakeholders in maintaining peace in the nation. I believe it will be very, very good for the media itself to launch a campaign for peace in Nigerian politics, for decorum, for good governance, for peace in everything that we do in our polity. You are major stakeholders in the politics of Nigeria. I believe if individual politicians make statements that you believe are volatile, then it is important for the media to take them up and make them part of national discourse, such that every politician will come to understand that the nation is greater than our ambitions, that the peace and security of Nigeria is the foundation upon which anybody can play politics.